Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show, where every Sunday evening I kind of recap the week. Right now, coming out of a holiday week, you're just going to see a bunch of messy numbers. It doesn't help you recognize any trends, but there's a few trends that I'm picking up on that I want to share with you and give you my opinion on where I think the first month of the year is going to come out. So right here, we're seeing that our contract ratio is very low. Now, contract ratios are not seasonal. So they're sitting down here in the lowest they've been since 2009. I can show you the number here and highlighted it. Sitting there at 31.2. They haven't been that low till you go way back here. Even at 2022, they were at 32.6. So you have to go back all the way to, I believe it was 2009 to see a number that low. And that doesn't change real quick. So that's a low sales number. And here's our sales per month. Now they've gone up a little bit, but remember these are lagging numbers, lagging indicators. These shows up on this chart after the house is closed. So these contracts were written in October, maybe the latter part of September, so they're showing up now. It doesn't mean that November is good. It just means that those are the ones that were written last month. So they went up a little bit, so you're starting to see some news and some people saying, yippee, here we go. Months of supply have crept up to 3.7. They were higher in 2022 at 3.8, but months of supply is not going down. The Cromford Market Index, which is a pretty good indicator of future market conditions, is right down there in the basement, and it's flat. It's 86.8. It's staying right there. Hasn't moved. Here's the listing success rate, and this is what I mean about holiday weeks. You can see that things just fell off the map here down to 55%. And if you look at what went on over Thanksgiving week, we got down to something like, I think, 1,600 contracts. Let me look here. 1,800 contracts. Normally, we're running between 2,400 and 2,500 contracts every 7 days, but we were all eating. So it was not a good week to try and sell your home. And shockingly enough, the number of new listings that came on went from an average of about 2,500 to 1,600. All the way down, wait a minute, it went all the way down to 1,103. So nobody was going out after Thanksgiving and saying that they were going to list their house. So they're just going to wait, and that's just the way it's going to be between now and December. December will be a little worse. And then there's this wave of optimism that tends to show up in January. Now, I don't think January is going to be that great, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't see sales jumping up. We're going to see a lot more inventory because we always do. A lot of people took their houses off the market for the holidays, or they're going to just wait because they know that January is going to be better. The election's over. Let's go. But I don't see sales following it. Sales will creep up a little bit, but the gap between sales and inventory, I think, is going to expand. We're sitting at about 21,000 homes right now, 21,200. I'm going to say we're going to get up to about 25,000, 26,000 by the end of January. Not because there's this wave of new listings, but because the new listings will be coming on like they always do, adding about 400 or 500 a week because the sales are not gobbling them up. And we're going to see homes sitting on the market just a little bit longer. So for sellers, what that means is if you're looking at listing in January, be serious with your intent. Make sure your house is ready to sell. Looks good. Photos are great. Get your pricing right the first time. Don't test it. So I think I can get this. January is not the month to do that this year. Price it where you know you're going to sell it, and you know what that number is. When you meet with your agent and you're looking at the average sales for the area, you're going to have to be below that average sales. Sorry, it's not great news, but that's the way it is. Now for buyers, the mindset of buyers, and it's like this all over the country. My niece and her husband getting their home ready to sell up in the Seattle area. And their agent said, well, You need to paint your cabinets. You need to upgrade your flooring in your bathrooms, your light fixtures, and get it show ready, because today's buyers are picky and they want everything perfect. Well, I told my brother, I said, well, now that they've done that work on that house and upgraded things and made everything perfect, they need to think about that when they go buy their next house. They need to find a house that looks like theirs before they did the work on it, because the agent just told them nobody else wants those houses. Buyers out there today want everything just completely perfect. They don't want to paint. They don't want to replace countertops, backsplash, nothing. If you're looking in this market and there's more inventory, and yet there's this pool of buyers that just has no interest in that type of a house, that's what you should be writing offers on if you're inclined. Because you can go in and you can paint the cabinets, you can replace the lighting fixtures, you can replace the flooring, and you can keep the equity. What buyers are doing is they're letting professionals go in, do all this, mark the price up and flip it, and now you're just paying more for that house. So why not have a better opportunity of trying to get that house that nobody else wants? Because we're seeing that a lot. So when you're out there looking and you come across and you look at the photos going, oh God, I really don't like that kitchen, I want you to change your mindset a little bit and go, what could I do to that kitchen? Boy, I sure don't like the lights in that bathroom. What can you do to that bathroom? Because that seller's going to be sitting on that house for a while because they're probably not willing to change anything, but you are. So take advantage of that. The other thing I want to caution people on too, and you're going to start hearing that now as we get into a new year, is that good old saying, marry the house, date the rate. In my opinion, run away from that as fast as you can, because nobody knows. There are predictions out there I can show you here. Here's Fannie Mae. And if you look at what they say, what's going to happen with 30-year fixed mortgages, you can see going all the way out to the end of 2006, still going to be at 6.1% according to them. Now, are they right? It's rare to see anybody that's right in the predicting season, but that's their professional opinion. So weigh that against somebody that also is just guessing just as much, telling you to marry the house, date the rate. In other words, go ahead and get the house because you can refinance later. They don't know any more than Fannie Mae. They might get lucky. You might get lucky, but I just would not buy under that pretense. If you're comfortable with the rate that you've got and the payments fitting your budget, then pull the trigger. But don't pull the trigger with the intention of refinancing in a year because the realtor or the lender told you the rates are going to go down, because they don't know. They're guessing. And we're going to have a lot of guessing in January. We're going to have a show on Thursday, and we're all going to guess on where we see the first quarter is going to be and the rest of the year is going to be. I will not be pontificating on what the entire year is going to be because I never go out that far. But I will tell you what I think the next quarter is going to be, and I'll do that Thursday when we do our live stream. It's going to be either 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock. We haven't figured it out yet. But going into this market and getting ready for January, this wave of optimism that I'm seeing, I don't see it justified yet. I just don't see any numbers jumping out at me that say things are going to change, and it's going to bring this buyer pool out from the grandstands and into the arena. Because interest rates are not going to change. Affordability is still going to be rough for a lot of people. There's going to be some pockets of opportunity out there. The new builds lowering interest rates like crazy. I got an email the other day from Lennar, 3.98. They're buying down the rates, but all the new builds are way out east or way out west. So I really don't see that dynamic changing in January either. So I don't see any catalyst that's going to make the buyers run out and start pushing the market and making it really active. So January is going to disappoint a lot of people in the industry. And I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm just saying these are the numbers I'm seeing. If you see something different, let me know in the comments down below. And if you have any questions, shoot me an email at rick@rickhelps.com. Take care.